Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to this 360 grades video. That means that you can interact with it. You can use your computer, mouse, or mobile phone and move it to the right, to the left, up, or down. Your point of view is your choice. Enjoy it. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today, we're exploring one of the most famous, and maybe even infamous, streets in Bangkok, Khao San Road. If you've ever heard stories about this place, you're in for a wild ride. And guess what? You're seeing it all in 360 degrees, so make sure to move your screen around and get the full experience. Asterisk as I walk around, you're going to get a front row seat to everything. Yeah, the good, the bad, and definitely the ugly. Koh San Road is legendary for backpackers and tourists, but what is it that draws so many people here? Let's break it down. Asterisk. Hashtag the good. Why everyone talks about Koh San Road. First of all, if you're a budget traveler, this place is a goldmine. Imagine eating a full meal for just a couple of bucks and grabbing a drink for even less. And it's not just the food or the cheap drinks, it's the whole vibe. Koh San Road is the place where travelers meet other travelers. If you're traveling solo, you're not gonna feel alone for long. It's super easy to strike up a conversation with just about anyone. People are friendly, chatty, and open to new experiences. If you're looking for travel buddies, whether you're heading north to Chiang Mai or south to the islands, this is where you'll find them. Oh, and if your travel wardrobe is looking a little, well, worn out from the road, this is also a great place to pick up some new stuff. It's not exactly designer clothes, but hey, who's gonna complain when you can snag some quirky t-shirts and flip-flops for super cheap? Just don't ask too many questions about the authenticity of those brand names, wink. And of course, let's talk about partying. Khao San is a party zone. You can grab a beer for just $1 or $2 at one of the convenience stores and just soak up the wild atmosphere. Or if you're feeling brave, you can dive into one of the bucket cocktails that people love here. For like $5, you get a literal bucket filled with booze. You'll see people sitting on plastic chairs, drinking their buckets, and before you know it, bam, you're in the middle of a street party. Every night on Khao San Road feels like a Friday night. It's crazy, but in a good way. Hashtag the bad, what might catch you off guard. But hey, Khao San isn't all sunshine and cheap cocktails. There's a darker side, and if you're not prepared for it, it might take you by surprise. For one, the crowds can be insane. If you're not a fan of packed spaces and sensory overload, Khao San can be a little too much. You've got music blaring from every direction, tuk-tuk drivers offering you rides, or other things, and people trying to sell you everything from insect snacks to knockoff sunglasses. And speaking of things being off, let's talk about the darker side of nightlife here. The sex tourism in Thailand is well known, and Khao San Road isn't completely free from it. It's not as intense as areas like Patong, but you're still going to see some sketchy stuff if you stay out late enough. It can be a little uncomfortable, especially when you see older guys with very young Thai women. It's just one of those things you have to be aware of. So, while it's easy to get caught up in the fun, keep your wits about you, alright? Hashtag the ugly, things you really won't love. Alright, so let's dive into the ugly. You're going to get hassled here. there's no way around it. People will constantly try to sell you things. Sometimes they can get a little too pushy, and it's not just the vendors. You've also got taxi drivers, tuk-tuk drivers, and even people trying to get you into certain bars or clubs. It can feel a bit relentless. And because Khao San is such a hot spot for partying, sometimes things get messy. I've seen my fair share of drunk tourists stumbling around, making fools of themselves. It's all fun and games until someone has too many buckets and causes a scene. Trust me, it happens a lot here. You just gotta be aware of your surroundings and not let things get too crazy. Another thing to watch out for? Some of the food here is, well, questionable. You'll find some amazing street food, but not every stall is equal. A word of advice? Stick to the places with longer lines. That usually means the food is fresher and safer. Food poisoning is no joke when you're traveling, and it can seriously mess up your trip. Hashtag why you should still visit Koh San Road. Okay, so I've given you the rundown, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But honestly, you should still come here. Koh San Road is an experience. It's a little bit of a backpacker rite of passage. You'll meet cool people, eat good and cheap food, and party like there's no tomorrow. And as long as you're smart about it and don't get too caught up in the chaos, you're gonna have an unforgettable time. While you're here, don't just stick to Khao San itself. There's a ton of cool stuff in the surrounding areas. You're not far from some of Bangkok's must-see spots. Let's talk about a few, because you definitely want to check these out while you're here. Hashtag what to see around Koh San Road. The Golden Mount. This is one of my favorite spots in the area. It's about a 15-minute walk from Khao San, and it's a pretty chill place to escape the craziness for a bit. For a small fee, you can climb up to the top of the Golden Mount, and the views of Bangkok are incredible. You can get some killer photos for your Instagram here. Trust me, you'll want to get that shot at sunset. Boat ride on the Chao Phraya River. Bangkok has a lot of canals, and the best way to see the city is by boat. You can take a super cheap canal boat for just a few baht and cruise your way to other parts of the city. It's a relaxing break from the madness of Khao San, and the views from the water are awesome. Democracy Monument. Just a short walk from Khao San is this massive monument that's definitely worth checking out. It's right in the middle of a busy roundabout and commemorates Thailand's shift to democracy. It's a quick stop, but it's one of those iconic spots you shouldn't miss. Wat Bawanawat. If you're feeling a little templed out after hitting up places like Wat Pho and the Grand Palace, this smaller temple near Khao San is a nice change of pace. It's not swarming with tourists, and you don't have to pay an entrance fee. It's a peaceful spot, and you can pretend you're soaking in some culture before heading back to the craziness of Khao San. Hashtag final thoughts. So there you have it, the good, the bad, and the ugly of Koh San Road. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But is it worth experiencing at least once in your life? Hell yes. Whether you're here to party, meet people, or just see what all the hype is about, Khao San delivers. Just remember, don't stay too long. There's a lot more to see in Bangkok and beyond. If you like this VR tour, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to my channel. We've got plenty more adventures coming up, and I don't want you to miss out. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching this video and walking with me in this adventure of 360 grades video. Don't forget to like, to comment, and subscribe to the channel.